What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more solo Morten Harket. And we're going to listen to another tune from his 1995 album Wild Seed. Indeed, someone had asked if I had given up on this. Believe me, there's nothing more or nothing further from the truth. I've loved the first couple tunes, and I'm really enjoying how he does have a different flavor on his solo material compared to most of what I've heard singing for a-ha, even if there's a lot of variety in that regard. So basically, I'm just reacting to a lot of different things, so it's just going to take me a little longer to get around. So if I go 2 or 3 days, don't worry, another one's surely coming soon. If I do go like 7 or 8 days without reacting to a particular artist, whether it's Morten or someone else, just send me a comment, just, say, hey, did you forget about this or so on, because it's bound to happen. I am up to like several dozen deep dives that I'm doing concurrently, so it is bound to happen. But like I said, my plan is to continue through not just this album, but multiple albums after this. So we're up to a tune called Half in Love, Half in Hate. It's a clear contrast. I think, in poetry and narrative fiction, in all sorts of different art forms, the contrasting of the extreme emotions of love and hate, whether in one's own life more generally, or perhaps more specifically in relation to another person. I think this is a very common motif. There are people who suggest that our most extreme emotions are linked, so that, an extreme love and extreme hate are sort of like two sides of the same coin. On some level, I would agree with that. I think that emphasis or that perspective can be overemphasized, but I definitely understand that people, especially people like prone to like strong emotions in a number of different circumstances, I think they can vacillate between love and hate very easily, and specifically in regard to another person. Sometimes, though, it might not be vacillation or oscillation so much as concurrent existence, meaning like someone has attributes that you find very sweet and tender and lovable, but then they have other characteristics that are perhaps disappointing, hurtful, or otherwise negative, and so you feel both emotions pulling on you in relation to this other person at the same time. So yeah, half in love, half in hate. It sounds like we might have that kind of interpersonal dynamic where there are certain things about someone that you find maddening and frustrating and, again, maybe disappointing, but there are also things that make them compelling and that make you feel strongly in a positive way and that make you want to stay connected to them in whatever capacity that is. So yeah, my expectation, or at least my hypothesis, is that we would be looking at a tune in which he's speaking about a complicated relationship in which, like, both major extremes of the gamut of emotions vis-a-vis another person are felt, and maybe, other points along the way in between. So we'll have to see if that's what it's about. Obviously, it could be about someone's own life, so that, like, over the course of their life, they find themselves being very passionate about things, but both negatively and positively. I suspect it would be more the former, more in relation to another person specifically, but let's find out. This is Morten Harket. The tune is Half in Love, Half in Hate, and it's from his 1995 album Wild Seed. Voice is almost too strong for my system. I apologize, Morten. The bass in this tune.
Tell me just another lie. Now we're open other eyes. Tell me that there is no other. I am a child, be my mother. If you lie, babe, if you bother. Since you raised that wall around you, since I lost you, I have found you strange.
Kinda has like a folk country feel to it.
I could swear for sure, haven't seen that girl before.
And his voice is like amazing, but again, different from a-ha singing. Oof.
Hey, your looking strange. Everything you do, girl, it seems arranged. Dark words drift away. I have nothing more to say.
Sonics here are incredible. Sort of like bendy, phasing nature of that riff.
Soon the moon will rise, and in the stony night I have to see your face, see the lines that make you old. Stony
They also show
silence
experience, right?
by gold. Everything's too late. Too late for love and suddenly too late for hate.
That's a
I have
moving
to
line.
face this other you. Too late for hate.
Too late for love, but also too late for hate.
Only one thing left to do. I have to face this other you. This other you.
God, I love that.
There's only one thing left to do. I have to face this other you.
The atmosphere of this tune is off the charts. It is a vibe, as some say. I mean, I don't know. I think I've said that a couple others already. We're only a few tracks into the album, but that may be my favorite so far. That's really cool and really complex in the sense that there were moments where it felt jazzy and like smooth. There were moments where it felt sort of folksy and almost like country-like. But it had like a synth pop feel, especially that sort of main riff that I kept like, expressing amazement over. It really was a nice, complex sort of sound. And again, like, after only a few tunes, I get it, like, why he would have wanted to make a solo album. If this is the kind of material he's writing, and I get it, there are probably other people working on the album, he's probably not doing all the production himself, but at the same time, like, this is amazing. And if I were to get this album, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, like, whatever Aha do, like, I'm on this train now, too. This is incredible. So, yeah, shout out to Morten. I'm aware the next tune, I think is Brodsky tune. I'm aware that's one that I need to take a closer look at, sort of the origin of, before I do the reaction, kind of like I did with East of the Sun, West of the Moon. Shout out to those of you, including Carrie, who had mentioned in that case, and a number of you who've mentioned in this case, although Carrie also again. And then also the tune East to More, which that one I have a sense of where that might be going already. Again, I'm a historian, and even though that aspect of history is nothing that I did for my particular like grad student career, like I didn't like write any papers about that. I am well aware of sort of, the history of East Timor and the history of the Indonesian occupation, and also sort of eventually the relenting of that and the legacy of, the occupation and so on. So I'm aware that there's some tunes coming up that I need to take just a closer look just before I do the reaction, just because, I think in these cases, as it was said by a number of you, that you appreciate the way I do the videos, but once or twice here and there, an exception may need to be made in terms of just making sure I'm ready to digest the tune. So I will do that. Again, in general, I'll keep doing it the way I've done it, but I really do appreciate the support on the channel. And so the fact that people are saying, hey, keep doing what you're doing, but, you know, in this case, just check it a little out first. I really do appreciate that. So, yeah, we'll look at those coming up soon. And again, it might be a few days before I come back to solo Morten, but believe me, I have not abandoned this in any way, shape, or form. So hopefully you're here for it too. Do let me know what you think of the song. I'll see you next time. Peace.